Okay, I'd like to make some recommendations tonight. I want to give you a perfect analogy. Don't take the analogy too far because we know hardcore bikers are a special group of people, and not the people that I've either hung around. I in a few tattoo parlors I've hung around, so I'm not associated with them. Nothing wrong with hardcore bikers. You know, I used to ride motorcycles, but not that kind of riding, like Yamahas and Suzukis and dirt bikes. And I kept getting hit on my Yamaha. Last motorcycle I had was a Yamaha Seika 2. Somebody clipped my rear tire, made me hit into a parked Cadillac. It cracked my helmet as I hit the rear windshield of that Cadillac, and then I rolled out into the street. Anyway, hardcore bikers have this thing. They're called one percenters. They have tattoos and patches, and it says 1%er. And what that stands for is I used to work at Beach Photo and Video on Main Street, which is where Bike Week would happen every year, and Biketoberfest, I believe it was. That's where I went to photography school too also. A 1%er is someone that fixes their own bike. They ride hard and fast. I mean, they'll ride 1,000 miles, you know, with dirt and bugs in their face, and you know, they've got like, you know, hardcore burn lines from the sun around various body juncture points where their leather jackets meet. They're 1%ers. That means that, you know, I can't even repeat to you some of the patches. It'll say 1%er, and underneath that it'll say Fook, fight, and ride. Except it didn't say Fook. Yeah, that's a that's a really neat one. It says Fook, fight, and ride. Anyway, the point being is that they're hardcore. And then there's the 90. What they're in reference to is they're separating themselves out from the 99%ers that like their motorcycles in the garage, you know, basically all the time. And if they want to go to a bike rally, what they do is they stick their motorcycle onto in the back of their pickup truck, or they like haul the motorcycle 1,000 miles, and then they'll get out. Once they arrive at their hotel, and they'll ride around, you know, like they drove there on their motorcycle. Those are the 99%ers. That's what the 1%er patch means. I'm going to make some recommendations on a couple of YouTube channels that I've not mentioned before. I mentioned Matthew Stern last night, and I'm going to mention some others that I consider. Don't take the analogy too far, okay? We're talking about hardcore bikers here. The point is that these people are the true, the real. Did you hear me? Hear me pound the table there? The real bikers, the real photographers, the guys that are actually out there. And one of them is Steve Perry. I'll give you an example. I've mentioned him before. I mean, he's out there risking life and limb, getting close to grizzly bears, crawling in the damn mud. You know, to capture. He's a wildlife photographer. He shoots Nikon, and he has some really great videos. Check out Steve Perry. And I'm going to talk about him and some others tonight. These are the real people, okay? There are basically 3 different types of YouTube photography channels, okay? There's like the generic stuff of like somebody's like, I just got this camera, it's really awesome, I love it, you know. We all know what that's like, right? And then we have the upper echelon. I'm going to sniff this lens for a second. You know what we're talking about here? We're talking about the people that are running a cult of personality. They're running a personality war. You know, it's like, hi, I love you. Thank you for watching our TV channel. This is a lens, and check my link below and the hot link below, and please click buy it, and please click subscribe. We know what we're talking about, right? They are very popular to the moo cattle, sheep, right? We know it, LCD. That's what I call it, LCD. Lowest common denominator. Okay, there are about 15. I don't care what they do. Let them do whatever the hell they want to do. And then there's another group of people. Okay, I recommended one last night, Matthew Stern. Okay, I kind of call him a 1%er. He builds his own lenses. He takes lenses apart and he fixes them. He's thinking totally outside of the box. Totally outside of the damn box, right? Steve Perry. You know, when the guy is risking his life, crawling through the mud, and, you know, go over to his channel and buy one of his damn I mean this in a nice way. When I say his damn calendar, I really mean it in a nice way. Buy one of the guy's damn wildlife calendars or send him a few bucks. This is the guy that is out there getting his gear wet and muddy. He's like in a rainstorm, you know, for 8 hours waiting for that time when, like, the mythical unicorn passes in front of his lens and he gets the most beautiful wildlife shot you've ever seen. This is the guy doing the real shit, okay? That is the reference to, like, the one percenters when I'm talking about the hardcore motorcycle. Don't take that analogy too far, okay? These are what I call the one percenter photographers. These are the real guys, okay? Even if you think I'm a schmuck and a fat ugly, I don't care. I just wanted to point you to some of these one percenters, like Steve Perry, and I'm going to mention a couple of others tonight. You know, check out their YouTube channel, subscribe, and you know what I call. There's one of them that's a landscape photographer. I want you to like watch the reel. You know, when I say watch the reel, check the reel. You know. The guy that like rides 2,000 miles and has like a repair kit underneath his butt, underneath his seat that he's sitting on, and you know, he's in the middle of the desert fixing his own motorcycle. However, if it wasn't made in America, you generally don't have to fix them because American-made motorcycles suck. You know, those are the real guys. They're like, they know the tips and tricks and they know all this freaky, because they're out there doing the real. I'd like to recommend a couple tonight, so... You know, that's pretty much the spectrum of what is on YouTube, and that's just the way life is. Life, every branch of life has those three spectrums, really. You've got the people that are just like, you know, I just got this and I want to talk about it. It's like, yeah, that's great. And then you have like the Kardashians. You know, sorry to insult the Kardashians, but I just did it, right? Okay. The Kardashian photography channels, right? We know exactly what the hell I'm talking about when I use the word Kardashian. Right? And then we have the one percenters, the real. The real, you know? The guy, I'm going to mention one landscape photographer tonight, somebody pointed me to, and I've watched like 15 of his videos. This is the real. And I just like for you to check out a few of them and subscribe to them, because those people will help you out, you know? They've got the real information because they're doing the real deal. And what the hell is wrong with recommending that? Be wise and intelligent, make wise choices, and I've said now for 25 plus years, probably longer, I can always tell how smart someone is, and I mean this so dead serious, don't take it as an insult. I can always tell how smart someone is or how stupid they are by the books that they recommend you read. It's like, what's your favorite book? Not your favorite book, what's the most intelligent book you've ever read? Okay, not your favorite, but just the most intelligent, the one that made you go, wow, that makes me think, that just like reading that book made me smarter. I'm able to think in a different way now. Before I was like illogical and emotional, and now I can like think like a Vulcan. You know, I can like discern facts from BS and crap from nonsense and the truth. You know, and I can always tell what people know or how wise or intelligent they are by the books they recommend. It's like, what's, you know, name it. Like, well, I read Huckleberry Finn. Like, no, I know that's really good writing, but I'm talking about like the stuff that made you go, wow, man, that's really intelligent. So it's like, that's the deep stuff, man, which is what life is really supposed to be. Back in the ancient days, I mean, that was one of the highest things to do with your life. I mean, obviously you have to pay the bills and you have to feed. In fact, they didn't have bills, so they still had creditors and debt collectors. Is to actually pursue wisdom, to pursue a betterment of your own intellectual and comprehension of things, so that you become a wiser person. You would become one of those wise souls. So, anyway, I'm going to recommend a couple of those channels tonight. Sorry if I droned on a bit too much. I guess I'm guilty of that. Obviously, that's one of my cardinal sins that I do. Please forgive me. Oh, Maria Patris in Filii in Spiritus Sancti. But you know what I mean by the one percenters now? Did I make like the one percenters really, really clear? Thanks. Bye. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.